Hello guys, this is Deepika from mytutorialrack.com. Now in this tutorial, we are going to create the simple form that you see here on the screen. So we will ask the user for his name, for the age, and then there'll be a text box to enter the username, password, cover letter, and then a checkbox. So this is what we are going to create here. The examples that I'm taking right now, you might feel it very simple, but I wanted to get you the basic understanding of these tags. Now, as we proceed with the course, we will cover more complicated topics like controllers, extensions, etc. So do not worry about those things. I wanted to first make you understand the important tags that are available in Visualforce and what is the purpose of those tags. And you will be using these tags in your day-to-day job activities. So first couple of lectures would be just for the understanding of these tags, and as we have gone and we have covered the important tags, then we're going to take a little bit more advanced topics. So bear with me for next couple of lectures, and if you think then this is too slow, you can directly jump to the controller section of the course as well, where we have covered a little bit more complicated examples. So let's go ahead and create this simple form here in order to understand what each of these tags are doing. What is this input text? What is this input secret? What is this input text area? And so on. So going back here to our developer console here. So let's go back, and here let me go ahead and create a new page, and we will call it as input tags example. And here, since the page doesn't exist, we are going to click on this. So the first thing is I wanted to create a form tag because we're creating a form, right? So the first we're going to have a form tag, and then here I'm going to use a header tag which is available in HTML, but in Visualforce you can use HTML tags as well. So here we're going to say please fill the below details. And then we are going to close our h1 tag and then hit the save button, and you're going to see the line will appear. And then let's say you want the user to enter his name. So if you go ahead and display that, so it will enter, so this text will appear on the screen, enter name, right next to this below details. So let me go ahead and give some break here. So I'm going to use the break tag. This is also an HTML tag here. So after this enter name will be on the next line, you can see. Now we have asking the user to enter the name, but we have not provided the placeholder where the user will enter the name. So what tag we are going to use? We are going to use the input text tag, and this particular tag, the user will be able to enter the text. So here, let's say there is an ID attribute available. I'm going to provide the unique identifier for this particular tag. So let's say we call it as name. Now once we hit the save button, there will be a text box appears for the name field. So if you want the user to enter the name, this is where the user will be able to enter his name. Similarly, let's say we want the user to enter the age. So let me first have a break tag as well for a new line. So let's go ahead and hit the save button. Now the next thing is we want the user to enter the age, and there should be a box appearing for the age as well. So right now if you just save it, there is an enter age text appears, but there is no place where the user will be able to enter his age. So here we are going to say just copy the same exact line and paste it here, and this time the ID will call it as age, and then hit the save button. So now the user will be able to enter the age. So you can say 78 or whatever. Similarly, let's say we want the user to have a username. So we are going to say set a username, but we do not have the placeholder. So we will go ahead and copy the same exact text here, and this time it will be username. So there will be a text box appears for the username. Now the next thing is for the password. So we wanted to mask the characters for the password, right? We don't want to just display like a normal text. So in order to get that input, so there is an input tag available called input secret. So that is the tag that we have in order to mask the characters or mask the text. So there is an input secret tag, and then the ID, we'll call it as password. That is the unique identifier for this tag. And then we are going to use the break for the new line. So here, once we hit the save, now this is what the password will. You can see here, once you start typing, you're not able to see. The difference in this one, that you see the characters that is displayed, but the password right now, because it's using a secret, input secret tag, the characters are masked. So that is the difference between the input text and the input secret. Similarly, let's say you want the user to add cover letter, right? So for the cover letter, what we have is we want a larger text area. For that purpose, we wanted to, the text box would be too small. So we need a larger box. So for that, we have a tag available called input text area. This is basically for the larger content, or if you have an extra content to add. And here we are going to say the ID is cover letter. And then we are going to use just the break statement here. And then we'll close this and then hit the save. So now you can see here, there's this cover letter, and you can see the size can be increased, decreased, whereas this one does not have the option of increasing and decreasing the size. So if you have large content, you can type it in here. So that is the difference between the text and the text area, but you will be able to see what you're typing. Now, let's say if you want the user for a checkbox, let's say you wanted to say, hey, are you a US citizen? Do you need a green card, or do you whatever? Are you currently employed? Let's say this is the question we wanted to ask. Are you currently employed? And then the answer should be, it's just a simple answer, yes or no. So let's say we wanted to have a checkbox here. So what we're going to say, Apex, there is a tag available, input checkbox. And ID is, let's say, employed. And then we are going to have the break tags. And then hit the save. So here there will be a checkbox appears, and if it's yes means he's currently employed, if no means, if it's unchecked, it's not, he's not employed. So then you basically add a question mark, so question mark will appear right next to it. Then let's say to make it a little nicer, let's just add the button here. Button is not currently doing anything, but just for giving it a full-fledged form, it needs to have some button. So we'll call this button here, and then the value, let's say we call it as save. So you can see there is a button available called save. Now, if you want the button to be added on the top and the bottom, all you have to do is enclose this line inside of the page block buttons tag. So basically it will have the save button at the bottom as well as it will be on the top. So right now, this is how your page looks like. So right now there is no formatting going on, no styling. That's fine. We're going to cover that later. But now you can see, you can enter the name here. My tutorial rack. Then you have age, username, password, cover letter, whatever you wanted to upload, you can, whatever you wanted to paste, you can paste it here. Currently employee, yes, and then hit the save button. Right now the save is not doing anything, but generally for a business requirement, the save is going to save it probably to the database, Salesforce database, and then it'll take you to the next page or a confirmation page, etc. But for now, this is what is the purpose of these input tags. It is giving you a placeholder to enter the text, enter some password, and masking it. That is what the input secret tag is used to mask the characters the user is typing. So these are some of the important input tags that are available.